Hi, here I am doing another list. This one I've been wanting to do for a while. I've had it in my mind for years. I'm a child of the 80s, and for years I've been wanting 80s nostalgia in games. We got a little bit hint a few years ago. I'll start with that in a bit, and now we're pretty much there. A couple years ago, this game was thrown in the crowdfunding world. A lot of us kind of went all in. Well, all in. A lot of us got it. I don't think they made many of them. It wasn't very successful. The game is not very good. But we got a Goonies game. We got a Goonies box. So I was a happy camper. And now we're a couple years later, and now we kind of got a flood of them. I'm going to go through a stack of them here, and at the end I'm going to go through some what's coming. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, so please let me know somehow down there. Write a comment. I don't care. Let me know what's out there so I can drool and throw my money over there. So a few years later, we got a Ghostbusters. With the crowdfunding world, they can go crazy with content. So we finally got Ghostbusters Minis. This is a dungeon crawl type game. Big map, big table space, lots of stuff on the table. The game was okay. They came out with a second version. I got that as well. I sold it mainly because it was just more of the same. And at that point, people were paying good money for them. And I had two of them. Long story short, I was in two of them by mistake. I just got rid of them. Then we got, what came out later? I'm sure I'm missing the order here. Then we got Back to the Future. By about this time, I introduced my daughter to Back to the Future. She became huge fans of the movie, thus the title of our channel, Back to the Table. And they gave us first, I believe it was this one, Dice Through Time. A pandemic style game with dice. Again, is the one? Yep. Where we had Back to the Future. So we got little standees, not bad. The game wasn't bad. We do enjoy it. We do still play it every so often. And that was a co-op game. Then we got this one. Same type game as a co-op game. This time we got minis. I'm a minis guy. So now we got Back to the Future minis and a DeLorean. And you can make this game pretty. And this one we like much better. I'm not gonna lie, it's a better game. Some people do like that one. These ones are hard. Both of them are hard, which is kind of nice because you only win 1 out of maybe 6 games. So we finally got Back to the Future. Happy guy. Then we got, let me go back to a big box here. Back to the Ghostbusters. There's somewhere down the line this thing dropped. I didn't know much about it. Picked it up. It was not cheap, but again, child of the 80s. Got Ghostbusters and Men in Black. Not a fan of Men in Black. It's not an 80s thing. But we got more Ghostbusters minis. And an easier game to set up on the table. It's pretty fun. So it's out there. My minis are on the table there. Hopefully I get through all of them. It's too many projects on that table. Then we move on. Then we end up with, let's go over here. This baby drops from Funko. When this baby dropped, me and my daughter just freaked. We are huge Goonies fans. And this one dropped. We picked it up. Inexpensive. Now we got Goonies minis. It doesn't get better than that. Now we got Goonies minis. We got Sloth. We got Mikey. We got Mouth. Blah, blah, blah. Dungeon crawl type game with an overlord. Thank God my daughter loves being the overlord. And I just run the characters through it. She's been making adventures, which is kind of nice. She, even during school time, I guess, she makes adventures. And we'll play them on the weekends or during the weekday. We'll play the adventures. An expansion also came out. We have it up there. We got more Goonies. We got Troy, and we got Bran, and we got the girls. Painted Goonies minis. That's the best. Then Renegade Game announces G.I. Joe and Transformers. Deck building games. Of course, I'm a solo gamer. Deck builders are a no-brainer. They play solo, co-ops. I won't say love them. I like it. They're good. I just heard yesterday there's a new expansion coming that looks very, very pretty. Again, this game was streaming expansion. So now we got G.I. Joe and Transformers. We got cards. Now they mention, now we have He-Man coming out. Yeah. Now we get He-Man minis. We get Castle Grayskull. I have a Castle Grayskull 3D printed over there. Dice Tower. Now we get He-Man minis. Need I say more? So we're drooling there. And just to wrap it up too, a few days ago, I heard Renegade game. Not a huge fan of them. Most of their games are a miss for me. These ones are okay. But they're doing, not an RPG guy, but they're doing G.I. Joe RPG, and they're doing a G.I. Joe game with G.I. Joe Minis, for crying out loud. So now we're getting He-Man Minis. We're getting G.I. Joe Minis. Now, the G.I. Joe world is huge, so I don't know how they're going to do it, but hey, you know what? Hit the main ones. So now we're getting a G.I. Joe game. Hopefully that one's at least decent. But again, it is G.I. Joe. Again, so now we got Ghostbusters. We got Goonies, which we never thought we'd get. We got Back to the Future. We got Transformers. We don't have Transformers Minis yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Transformers game with Minis, because Minis equals money. And we're getting He-Man. I'm pretty sure we're pretty much covered all the 80s stuff, the big stuff. I'm trying to see real quick on some of my shelves here if there were any that I really missed, because I put this list pretty quick just now. Oh, another one. Judge Dredd. Kind of an obscure character. I'm somewhat of a Judge fan. Their comics are just, I don't know what they're thinking, but they make fun reading at night. I kind of go through them. They're dull. They're kind of like, what? But we have also a Judge Dredd game. Again, this one came out of left field too. Nobody expected it. We had Wildlands, which I played with my game group, and it didn't hit very well. Then my old game group was Heavy Euro Gamers Thinky Games, which I like a lot. But then this one came out, Wildlands, with Judge Dredd and other characters. We get basically Stronium Dog and two others, Slain and Nikolai Dante. But we got Judge Dredd Minis. And this has not gotten painted yet. I'm still debating. They do come washed, but they look very pretty. But I'm gonna paint it. That's just gonna happen. It does play solo if you get the Death Judges, which is here somewhere. The Dark Judges has the more cool minis and an add-on to add solo. It is pretty brutal game, but again, it's super easy to set up. Put your characters out, go through them, get whooped, set it up again, so you get tired. Dune, another game, another 80s type thing. So now we're getting Dune all over the place. I'm a big fan of the Empyrean game, and even bigger fan of the original reprint, which is a long game, which I hope I can play it again. My goal is to play that game maybe once every 3 years at this point, with a good group. You gotta have the good, smack-talking, fun group that don't get all bent out of shape. That is pretty much it for 80s games. Again, if I'm missing some, please let me know down there. I'm sure there's a few more coming, but right now, down the pipe, He-Man, G.I. Joe Minis, that's it. So you guys take care from this child of the 80s.